We're not gonna die. All right, let's do it. I think I'm ready. All right, you're listening to Short But Not So Sweet. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, so thank you for that. With me, I have my producer, the right brain of this project, Richard, say what's up.
Hello.
I am your left brain and unapologetic host, Vix. Now, just to be very clear, I'm only here to offer perspective. You can take it or leave it, but I said what I said. I just want to do some shout outs really quick. I want to shout out all the ladies in the place with style and grace. I want to shout out these fellas weathering the storm like umbrellas. I want to shout out all the single ladies in quarantine. Girl, I feel you. I feel you. I think that the universe will reward you very soon. Just keep doing your affirmations and your manifestations for a man of valor.
Are we manifesting men?
You can manifest men.
How do you manifest a dude?
Okay, so you have to and let me say this, someone who loves Jesus, believes in that, is a little bit different, but it's just like a prayer, like you talking. You're being specific about what you want, you're focusing on it, and you're letting it go. You're trusting the universe, you're trusting whatever you believe in, that it'll come to you.
Okay.
It's a thing.
For sure.
Let me see. Who else do I want to shout out? I want to shout out to those of you who've been living by yourself for the last 9 months. I know that's been hard. I want to shout out to those of you who've been living with your family. I know that's been hard. I want to shout out to those of you who lived with your partner this whole time and y'all did not kill each other. I also think it should be said that if you have survived 2020 this far, that you are a badass, because it has not been easy. So that's a big deal, and you should put it on your resume. I survived 2020. All right, let's get into the high and low for the week.
For the week.
And Richard, I want to say this. I do not want to hear about Survivor. This man is obsessed with Survivor.
Survivor's dope.
Okay, well, all right. If it's in your high and low, that's fine. But also, we need to reevaluate what high and low is. So I'm going to let you go first.
High for sure. Season 24 of Survivor.
Of your whole week, that was your high?
No, to be honest, working on stuff for the pod has been fun.
Yeah.
That's definitely
Agreed.
been my high for the week.
Agreed.
My low for the week, probably the rising death counts for COVID.
Yeah.
That's definitely a low.
Yeah, I agree. I read yesterday that LA is the epicenter of the whole state.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, somewhere in Tennessee, is the epicenter for the whole country.
Wow.
Like, get it together, y'all. We need to get out of this. I'm tired of being inside. What about you, Skeena? What was your high and low for the week?
Who's Skeena? Introduce Skeena.
Oh, Skeena is my wonderful sister, a.k.a. Christina. If you know me, you know Skeena. Oh, yeah. Shout out to teachers, educators that have been weathering distance learning. Shout out to you, Skeena. That has not been easy.
With what now? Weak problems?
Weak.
Yeah.
I agree. People who don't have coping mechanisms, like, are you even an adult at this point? Like, if you can't cope with things, like, let's start there.
Yeah.
First and foremost. I would say that would be a low for the week if I had that situation. Anything else you want to share? Okay. My high for the week. Monday, I woke up really pumped because we got a lot of cool things going on this week. Like the pod, I've been stoked about this has been my passion, my dream for so long. And here we are. I manifested this. Well, I didn't really, but been wanting this. We are working on our purses project today.
What's that?
Our purse project is our charity project where we've collected purses and donations for homeless women in my city, San Jose. And we're getting started on that this afternoon. We got to organize all these donations. We raised like over $700. It's crazy how the community is just like outpoured so much help. Low for the week. I had a low for the week. I think yesterday was a low, just that moment, that blip in time where someone tried to play me.
Oh, yeah.
Should I be specific?
No names. We can call them Marge and Charlie.
Okay, so I had to talk to a Marge, and like when you put yourself out there and you've worked really hard and then someone lowballs you.
Oh yeah.
Like
sure.
like you haven't even worked to get to where you're at, and they just like, yeah, you're really dope, really great, but I'm gonna lowball you. And that was a low for the week. That was a good check-in for me to like, what's my self-worth. So
yeah, for sure. But I mean, I've learned that pretty much all things that I encounter are like a negotiation in one way or another. So
yeah, I just feel like this particular situation was negotiating is out of the question.
yeah, okay.
Like super crazy. Okay, I didn't have it. This isn't a low, but this is something that happened. So, have you ever had to face somebody you wronged, and like time has passed, and you were like afraid of, like, you've been avoiding them as often as you can, and then you finally happens?
I've seen an ex-girlfriend. I mean, I guess that's as close as I've come to.
Okay, yeah, that works.
'Cause I'm a solid dude, so I don't,
Yeah, but things happen in life.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, I had to. I ran into my old boss.
How'd you wrong her?
Well, I dipped on her in the middle of the school year for a job that I am no longer employed at.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was a humbling moment, and the boss was kind and gracious and welcoming, and it's just like the encounter you want to have after not seeing someone that you probably didn't do right by.
Right.
So it was a good moment, because if Christina has like asked me to go anywhere where this person might be, I'm like,
You can't go.
Maybe I'll stay in the car. But this time it was like, oh, here it is. And she was everything you'd want that encounter to be like. So it was good. It was a good humbling moment.
So what'd she say? Was she like, well?
No. She greeted me, asked me how I was doing, what I was doing for Christmas. It was great. I think I was more nervous about it than I should have been. But that's also like speaking to her character, which has always been outstanding. So I don't know, but it reminded me of like things in life that we regret.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I regret leaving anymore, but I definitely think life would be a lot different if I had made the other choice.
Just stick around.
Yeah. But regret is like, it's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because I think there's really good regret and toxic regret, right? Like any type of mistake we've ever made, like if there was a lesson to be learned, it was worth it. And I'm sure there's a regret there. Right?
I feel it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Skeena, can I have that big guy?
It's the King James.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, regret. Let's talk a little bit about quarantine. I'm so sick of talking about COVID.
Yeah.
Like, it is just really infiltrated our whole life for the last 9 months.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Nah,
sick of it.
nah, me too. It's the same shit. It's become the like, how's the weather? You know, it's like
Right.
that's COVID.
How's COVID? How's quarantine?
Yeah, it's old. We all know how it is. It fucking sucks. But that's the first time, you know. Talk to a friend. They lead with, "How's COVID treating you?"
Okay, so how is COVID treating you?
I think it's treating me the same as it's treating everybody. You know, like shit. Um, but I mean, I've used this time to kind of focus on more creative projects, which is dope. You know, just kind of change my perspective on what's important, who's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, humbling, like you said, grounding. It kind of forced you to sit
Right.
down. You know.
Yeah, grounding's a great word for
Yeah.
this. Grounding, humbling, and I think a lot of perspective has been taken. Um, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Okay, what is the weirdest hobby you've picked up since quarantine?
Me.
Well, everyone's gonna answer, but you can go first.
I learned how to tattoo. No bullshit, I'm raw.
Like, you bought the tattoo gun, you
I,
bought the ink.
I bought every fucking thing.
It's not a prison
I watched
tattoo.
every season of Black Ink Crew, and I got down, and I can do it.
Okay. We're
And
really into reality shows in quarantine.
that's it. You run out of literally everything good. You have to go to the bottom of the barrel, and that's kind of what. No, I mean,
Reality King is supreme.
not to say Black Ink is
No,
the
but you
bottom.
mean reality TV.
Yeah, for sure. In general, reality TV is shit. So, but yeah, I watched it. It was inspired by you know, those people. And
What is the hardest thing about tattooing?
um straight lines. It's the hardest thing. Shading is an art form in itself, but it's a little easier than a straight line. When you shade, you have a lot of needles spread out.
Yeah.
This is really boring, but I'm gonna explain it fast. There's a lot of needles that spread out. It's almost like writing with a magic marker as opposed to a big pen
Okay. I'm picturing it.
or a fountain pen.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm picturing it.
So shading or straight lines it's really hard.
Did you, like, are you freestyling these drawings?
No, not at all. I'm getting like stuff that I fuck with that I like, and I got the whole transfer paper, and I did
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fake
that's what it's
scan,
called.
and then I fucked up my legs, and I did all my legs, or I only have two.
Dang.
Then I did my girl, and I did her sister, and yeah,
And they're still thriving, the tattoos.
yeah, they're still alive. The
The
tattoo.
I know the girls are still thriving. The tattoos,
Yeah, yeah.
like, they're not flaking off.
No, well, yeah, they did their normal heal, you know,
Oh, yeah,
normal
that's
shit. I followed
Beyond the normal.
I followed the protocol. I did the A&D and all of that.
I don't know what that means.
It's an ointment you put on.
Got it.
A lot of people say don't use it, but I've been using A&D forever, so
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, what else?
Um,
Tattoo is like, it's not weird. It's out there. Maybe it is a little weird, but that's okay.
yeah, I wanted a tattoo. Saw these guys do it and said that shit looks easy. It's not. Mad respect to all the tattoo artists out there.
That means that they're that good at it.
They're incredibly good. Insane. Like, it's like mad respect to them. But yeah, so it's not easy, but I already spent all the money and I bought good shit. I didn't buy trash. So I figured I might as well take some time and figure it out. But other than tattooing, I've been into embroidery a lot.
I like that. That's on the come up.
Yeah, I fuck with embroidery. I like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Skeena, what about you? The weirdest hobby you've picked up in quarantine?
An extraordinary amount of true crime
Oh, yeah.
How do you sleep? I can't.
documentaries, podcasts.
What pods are you listening to?
Oh, I love Crime Junkie. I love
With Ashley Flowers. Shout out to Ashley Flowers.
Like bartenders. I like my favorite bartender.
We gotta get you a mic, Skeena. You're in this one, whether you like it or not.
These are all shows. Yeah, you do like that. Then we'll ride around. One night we went and looked at Christmas lights because that's all we can do in quarantine is be in the car
Oh shit!
doing hood rat shit.
You should have hit me up. Were we friends?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was last week. 2 weeks ago.
where'd you go?
We just went to Willow Glen. We love to like walk around Willow Glen. And she was like, okay, I'm going to tell you about this crime. It was about a man, a pig farmer. He was disgusting. He had like trauma with taking showers.
What's it called? Let me look it up.
Ricky Perkins. Okay, well, he had trauma from taking showers because his mom used to spray him with a hose as a child. So he was like this disgusting man, would pick up women from, what is his name? Robert Picton, everybody. And he'd pick up women from the bar and bring them to his pig farm and murder them. But he
What?
was disgusting.
Oh, I see him.
They were prostitutes, right? Like, I don't think any woman who wasn't getting paid would go home with him.
Robert Willie Picton, a Canadian serial killer. Okay.
Christina is nodding her head
He was wilding. Where's he?
in delight.
Where's he at? They got him or what? Oh man.
There's also this one you told me about where this man had a whole family and his murders were like the long game. Like, he'd fly to Canada, bury his stuff that he was going to use to kill somebody, come back, be a dad, be a husband, fly back to Canada months later and remember the coordinates where he buried all this stuff and kill women. Did I get that right? Kill anybody. Right. He didn't discriminate.
Oh, that's scary. Because most of the time, like the serial killer guys, they have a type. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm glad serial killers are discriminatory because as soon as you find out what that type is, you can make sure you are
switch up?
not that type. Yeah.
Yeah.
They love blonde,
They
tall
like
women.
blondes, you go brunette.
Yep. Go brunette. They love, I don't know, children. You become a woman, a whole man maybe because probably less likely to get messed with. Okay, what else? I'm trying to think of any weirder things. Jungle-licious in here? Yeah. I'm into plants.
Succulents.
Succulents. I'm into plants. I like getting into plants this time around because it's given us something to like different to worry about instead of worrying if we go to Safeway and we touch something or interact with someone that we're going to get COVID and kill our family or friends or strangers. So plants give us something else to worry about. Would you agree? Okay. My weirdest hobby, I think, has been deep cleaning. Boring. So boring. But there's this Instagram account I really like. It's called @GoCleanCo. Shout out to @GoCleanCo. And this lady is, because I love them. And if they ever see this, I would love for them to see this. I just love them. I love the woman who is the head of the cleaning army. That's what she calls people, the cleaning army. She's just like, she's no bullshit. She's tough. She's like, don't be lazy. Get the corners. Lift stuff up. I really like her. She's the type of, I think because maybe a little bit, I see myself a little bit in her. But she's cool. She's Canadian.
She sounds scary.
She's a little scary.
Okay.
But I really respect her. I really like her. So yeah, she's all about powdered Tide, which I haven't used in years, but apparently is like this amazing cleaning agent. Bleach and hot water. Literally does miracles.
Okay.
Let me see. Do I have any other weird hobbies I've gone into? No, I've been going through all the Housewives. I don't think Housewives is a weird hobby, but I know people disagree.
It's weird. It's just weird.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Okay, but listeners, I want to know what your weirdest hobby's been in quarantine. I really want to hear it because People been getting into some things, and I
Yeah.
want to know. Um, should we go into music?
Yeah, what you listening to?
Ooh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, I recently. What? Can you hear me?
Get closer to your mic.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm gonna talk about what I've been listening to in quarantine.
Okay.
Okay, so JoJo, if you were in high school in the early 2000s, you know who JoJo is because she grew up with us. Leave, Get Out. What's that song with Bow Wow she's got? I can sing it, I just don't know the name of it.
I don't know.
But JoJo, she's got a really cool. Do you know her music story?
I know who JoJo is. My girlfriend loves JoJo, but we have a
Yeah,
slight
'cause-
age difference. So JoJo,
Her and I are a lot closer in age.
yeah. So.
But do
JoJo-
you know her story?
I don't. What's JoJo's story?
Okay, JoJo's story. I'm gonna botch this, I'm sure. But essentially, like, her got signed to a label,
Yeah, I heard that. She was in a bad deal, right?
bad deal,
Okay.
couldn't get out of it, made all these albums, they never released them. So essentially, I think as of recently, within the last like couple years, she's been able to get out of her deal
Good for her.
and put out all this music. And I feel like she got played hard because she could have been huge and she just didn't get the chance. But I'm hoping she's making her comeback. Anyways, she put out an album this year called Good to Know. And like, this isn't the JoJo with Bow Wow at the carnival. Like, this is grown JoJo. Okay? She's
So it's not December, baby. That's not her new shit.
No, it's not December, baby. Wait. She did put out a Christmas album. I don't know what it's called though.
December, baby.
Yeah. She got a song with PJ Morton, who I also love. But yeah, Good to Know is a great album. There's no skips.
What's the song on it? What's the standout?
Come Back. That's the song with Tory Lanez. But after Tory pulled that shady, weird shit, she took him off.
Oh.
Because women. Because feminism.
Oh shit.
Let me see. E40 and Too Short put out a new album yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
I did hear about it. You told me about it. Remember?
Oh my gosh. It's so nostalgic. Like, I know they're not like old and it's not nostalgic, but like for me to listen to E40 and Too Short, it takes me back to 2007 as a senior in high school doing sideshows in the parking lot.
Oh
Ghost
yeah.
riding the whip.
Well, we from the Bay, so they're definitely.
Yeah.
We were a little biased. You know what I mean?
Right.
E40 is never old, and if it, he's always consistent, always relevant. He's always all of that, and Too Short is just.
Too Short.
He's just too short. Yeah, I guess you have to be from the Bay to really understand what that means, but.
You know you're from the Bay if you've seen Too Short on a Southwest flight on the way to Vegas.
Oh yeah.
That's how you know you're from the Bay.
And it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. You say what's up and you keep it moving to the back of the plane. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me see. Ooh, I've discovered Giveon.
Yep.
Love Giveon.
He's dope.
Woo! He did a sample of D'Angelo's the How Does It Feel song, even it's called Untitled. And it's like, but it's only for Spotify,
Okay.
which is cool. Spotify's kind of exclusive in that way. But it's so good. His album is so good. What are you listening to?
I'm listening to Teams a lot. I'm listening to WizKid.
Can you
a
spell
lot.
Teams?
Tems. I'm listening to a lot of WizKid. I'm listening to a lot of. I like that sound. I like that sound. It's a good sound. I like the.
I like WizKid's new album that you sent last week.
Yeah, that's just dope. I'm listening to Danny Lay.
I like Danny Lay.
I like that. And pretty much everything else new that's dropping. I'm listening to Cudi.
You like his new album? People are saying it's
No,
like
I
the best
don't.
one.
I don't like it.
Oh,
I don't like it.
why?
Um,
I don't really Cudi respect, but I'm not super into his music to begin with.
it's not that I don't like it. I just have such an admiration for old Cudi, and like, it was at a pivotal point in life for me that music's super significant, it's not really fair to Cudi because I heard like the album's great. Sonically, it's amazing. Um, it just didn't hit the hit. I didn't. It just didn't hit the same way, you know. And I can't really expect that it would. But if I'm being honest, I listened to Old Cudi over this new shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. People that I've seen on Twitter really, really like it.
Yeah, for sure. Good. He's selling. I think he sold like 156, which is really good. So shout out to Cudi.
All right. Jasmine Sullivan has put out a couple of amazing songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick up your feelings. If you are going through a rough time with the partner in your life, man, woman, pick up your feelings. Jasmine Sullivan. Oof. Listen to it at max speed, max volume, and I don't know, let it take you over, dance it out. You'll be good to go. I promise you.
I'm sorry.
I just feel like there's like been so much that has been sucked out of this year that Mariah Carey did like a Apple TV Christmas special, and it was cheesy
Trash.
as all get out, but it made me so happy to watch.
Okay. I think we're all like I tuned into I don't know what the fuck. I think it was after some sort of sports something, and they were showing like America's Funniest Home Videos like a couple weeks ago, and that was nostalgic. I was like, oh man, that's old stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's. I think we're all looking for that old normalcy. You know what I mean? Something that's a little normal, something
100%.
that's wholesome. You know, like
Totally.
I think this just put it into perspective, like for everybody. You know what's important. So
100%. I remember when it was like deep thick in quarantine, and like we just got a day. Like this is probably like back in May, when distance learning is brand new and figuring it out and managing schools and whatever, and it was just a long day, and we would like want to order DoorDash, but DoorDash can be expensive. But I remember thinking like, we only have so many vices right now. Do what makes you happy.
yeah.
So order the DoorDash. Watch the Mariah Carey special.
Okay.
Let's see, what else? What were some vices for you in COVID? What are some things that you did to stay sane?
I'm not gonna speak on my vices.
Your PG-13 vices.
Food for sure.
Food,
I
yes.
put on like 20 pounds. Like it's insane.
Yeah, we all have. It's fine.
Food is for sure. Just relaxing way more than I should. Just relaxing and chilling. I've had the luxury to kind of to stay at home. Like shout out all the people that don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
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 Like a lot of there's a lot of people that have to get out there and work and fuck around and catch COVID and.
Yeah.
But I've had the luxury to kind of, sit down.
Yeah,
but
amen. Me too.
Sitting down a little too much.
Same.
Peloton's getting dusty.
Oh my god, I want a Peloton so bad.
Yeah, they're tight.
I want a Peloton, and then I can cancel my gym membership.
Why do we have gym memberships? I still have a gym. Why the fuck do we have gym memberships though? We can't go to gyms. We're in California.
I think my gym is still open. Remember, because it's in the sauna. It's only one person at a time.
That's fucking crazy. So one person at a time in the sauna.
Well, there's like 6 different rooms. Shout out to Hot Works in downtown San Jose. I love you.
I feel like that's a COVID breeding ground.
I thought so too. I mean, I haven't gone since the second lockdown, but before then I was going pretty often because it felt good to have a routine in the morning or at night, and I just sleep better.
But does COVID die with heat? We're not talking about COVID though. Fuck COVID.
Fuck COVID. I'm just saying, like, what have been the things we have done to stay sane?
Oh yeah. No.
Because I think it's important.
A lot of food, a lot of music, a lot of eating. I think creative projects. That's where I thrive. That's what keeps me sane. Like textile stuff that I can touch, and blank canvases, and going from there. That's me.
These couple months, like, obviously there's not much to do, so you might as well work on yourself. Did a lot of that. Had to do a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
There's some things that took place that I had to reevaluate my attitude.
Okay.
I think,
I
and I'm a
think.
recovering workaholic, and that has been a lot of, dude, workaholics. I think that's trauma. I don't think we
For sure.
recognize it as trauma, but it is trauma.
Well, you don't recognize that it is trauma until you're gone,
Yeah,
until you're out of that abusive relationship.
yeah,
That's what most relationships are that are toxic. You don't see
like
it.
you don't see it until you're out of it.
You don't see it clear until you can step back and you have that different perspective.
Yeah, but even I knew I was being a monster, and I did not know how to not be that way, because it was like grind, grind, grind. Like, we live in Silicon Valley, all we know is work. It's that hamster wheel of life. And it wasn't until
Yeah, no, for sure. I think,
I had to.
but knowing your situation, like you are a monster amongst monsters.
Yes. Yes.
So
I was a monster.
you had to, like that's how you thrived. That's
Yeah.
how you survived when you were dealing with monsters.
Yeah.
That shit came from the top. The toxicity comes from the top.
Yeah.
But recognizing when your boss is toxic, like that's huge.
I think, yeah, recognizing when your boss or your environment, and I think it's really hard it's not hard to recognize it. You know when you're not feeling good about what you're doing. What's hard is the next step.
So, how do you recognize it? Like now looking back, like how do you?
Oh my God, I was so unhappy. Like, you and I were fighting all the time. Like, I think you and I fought for 3 months straight over nothing.
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 Yeah.
Like, nothing. And looking back at it, I'm just like, what are you so mad about? What are you so, like, wrapped up about? Tightly wound. Like, for what?
I know. That's what That's what I was saying the whole time. I knew. My thing was, and it's always been, and you know this. Don't let that work shit affect your life.
Yeah.
Your real friendships. Like you know that I've said that. So I think that's a telltale sign that this is a bad situation when you know that and you do everything you can to keep it from affecting your personal relationships, but it just infiltrates it, and that's what it did.
Yeah, I was not only with you, but, like, with Christina. She's pointing to herself back there. Like, beefing with everybody, beefing with my dad, beefing with my sisters, and just, like, not being able to settle down. And it's exhausting being so pissed off all the time. And, like, for what?
Yeah.
No one was paying me extra. Nobody was giving me more. Well, I wasn't getting any pats on the back, but no one was giving me extra pats on the back for being miserable. So what was the point?
No, yeah. I mean, for sure. Hindsight's 20/20 as always, but I mean, I was there too. Like it was bad. It was a bad situation. We're dealing with bad people, though. Dealing with bad people. We fought a completely different fight. We both thought that we were there to change things and do better, and that
was always the intention.
It was super naive, to think that people would get on the same page, but that wasn't it. That's not what they were about, and they have that management style that's manipulative, and it's toxic as fuck.
Very toxic. Like, there's just so much trauma I have from it, and just undoing that and making sure I never make those mistakes again. And, like, but I think that's the hard part, is, like, not recognizing it, but, like, what do you do when you've recognized it and assessed it? How do you take the next step? Because a lot of the times in a toxic relationship, like, right, like, what do? You don't work it out. You bounce. You leave.
Right.
And obviously, like, it's not easy to up and leave a job, especially it was in the middle of we knew the pandemic was coming. It was happening all over the world. Like, we literally saw the COVID snowball coming down, the avalanche coming down, and we were just, like, trying to make it work, trying to move as fast as we could. And, like, to leave a job in the middle of a pandemic is
It's crazy. It's the ultimate unknown.
The craziest thing I think I've ever done, but the best thing I've ever done for myself.
Nah, for sure. Back to what you said. I think that toxic work environment is almost worse than a toxic like boyfriend girlfriend relationship
How so?
because you're dependent on on this job for money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A
Sustainability.
certain level of like validation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where you acquire some of your self-esteem and all of that.
For
You know,
sure.
it's hitting all of that stuff
sure.
that you need to kind of feed your psyche, and it can leave you just as broken, if not more broken, than a bad breakup.
Yeah,
And
that's like such a good point. The whole self-esteem thing. I think because we've grown up in Silicon Valley, a lot of our self-esteem is coming from our success, our accomplishments,
right.
what we can tag to our name.
Right.
But there is so much power in tagging I left a situation that no longer was for me.
Right.
There's a lot of power in that, and I think that Silicon Valley has been hit really badly with this pandemic in the sense of like we've all had to adjust. We've all had to slow down, whereas like other states, they don't run as fast as we do. We're always running.
No, that's right.
It's crazy.
Silicon Valley don't slow down.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I need to pause. The sound went out in this ear. I don't know if that's a thing.
Move that little loose thingy. Skeena, can I trouble you for a refill? What happened? What do you want?
Tina. Okay, there it goes.
Who's Tina?
That's her name. Her other nickname.
Oh shit.
Okay, it's better. All right. Should we go back?
No, we straight.
We're back.
We never left. I didn't stop.
Oh, okay, cool. Where are we at? Slow down. Silicon Valley doesn't slow down. Yeah. But I want to emphasize that there is power in leaving your toxic situation, whether it's a work environment or relationship, friendship, household. There's a lot of power in that, and it's brave. There's a lot. It's not for the weak. So if you've done it, if you're thinking about doing it, you can. You're brave.
What are the phases you went through? Like, explain to the listeners, like, and how they can, I hear you say there's power in it, but
Yeah.
like, go in depth.
I think for me specifically in this situation, it wasn't a choice I had. Well, there was a choice, but it was just so that being a Latina, being a woman, being in the Silicon Valley, being all of these things in all of these categories, like you have to fight for your self-worth. Just being a woman in general, we have to do so much to fight for self-worth and not find our value in what a man thinks, because who cares? But finding value in what we think in ourselves and like where we put ourselves on the map and where we just like what we put into our brain. So in my case, if I didn't leave, there is no way I could respect myself.
Yeah.
It was like a forcible situation, but I'm very stubborn. Being an Aries, I am like the typical Aries where you cannot tell me shit. I'm gonna let that pass by. Good old West Side. Okay. What was I saying?
Something about you're a Capricorn?
I'm an Aries. Typical, shut up. Being a typical Aries, you can't tell me shit. Like the only way I will learn a lesson is if I either learn it for myself, because you just can't tell me shit. It's very annoying. I'm so stubborn. It is the thing that annoys me the most about myself. Would you agree with that? I'm stubborn?
Is Tina okay?
Yeah. I know she would agree that I'm extremely stubborn.
No, you're beyond stubborn.
This is my most annoying trait. Okay.
No,
So,
but the thing about you
oh god,
is
here we go. You're gonna tell me about myself.
you'll recognize that it's either right or wrong to do whatever, and you'll say, "But I don't wanna."
Yeah, that's a
You
bad
know?
trait too.
Nah, I don't think that's a bad trait. I don't know. I think it's
I think it is what it is because that's who I've been for this long. But I also realize that there is toxicity in that, and that people who love me and who I respect, and they're like giving me some insight, I should probably take that insight and fuck what I think because I'm not. If I'm the smartest person in the room, I don't want to be in that room anymore.
that's right.
Okay, so for this situation, I was forced out. Like, I was embarrassed on a very public scale. And if I didn't do what I did and didn't leave, I wouldn't respect myself. And you shouldn't respect me as my friend.
Yeah. No.
My sister shouldn't respect me. And I think that's what got me there. Like, what if I stay and I take this kind of abuse? What are people going to think about me? What am I going to think about myself?
Right.
Because if you cannot dig yourself out of your hole with what you, like, if you just are so low that you think so lowly of yourself, I think it's important to think about, like, what the person who loves you the most, people that love you the most, what are they going to think? And, like, for me, that was strength. Like, that was how I pulled myself out. Like, yo, I cannot face my parents if I don't do this. I cannot face my sister. I cannot face myself.
No, that's facts. But it should go. I mean, we should state, the person that did embarrass you is fucking idiot. So, I do believe that was the catalyst for you to kind of, like, you knew what was up from the you
Yeah.
knew what was going on.
Yeah. At least I hope I did.
I'm pretty sure you laughed off her attempt to embarrass you. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
like, this bitch, like, come on.
Totally.
She couldn't, she does not have the ability to match wit with you. So I'm sure it was more you realizing, like, all right, fine, I'll use this as this is my time to go.
Right.
And this is.
It was, yeah, no, for sure. It was, but it was embarrassing.
Yeah?
It even though, like, I wasn't embarrassed, I don't know, it's weird. There's, like, two sides to embarrassment. There's the what they tried to do, what actually happened, and maybe three sides. And then, like, in the way it was done. In the way it was done was embarrassing for me for, like, like, maybe 24 hours.
But that's always been her management style,
Yeah, to
power through embarrassment.
And I think it's just weak. Like,
it's weak as fuck. It's stupid. And
yeah, if I gotta
everybody
flex in
sees
front of
through that.
everybody, I'm not powerful.
Come on.
If I gotta put you on a text thread with everybody and their mom to get you to answer me,
if
probably
she only
not a good
knew,
manager.
if she only knew how many times we would just laugh at the bullshit that she would send through.
Right.
Like, come on.
Right. But it was embarrassing. And, like, for me, someone, and, like, you've always talked to me about this, like, Vic, put your pride in your pocket. Like, you walk around here like blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't be touched. And, like, maybe I did. But that moment was, like, ooh. Humbling. You're right. I should. But it was a point where I was like, I'm not gonna. What'd she say?
Like, but what? Like,
I'm not gonna. It was toxic. I was toxic. I was a toxic bitch.
No, Tina asked why I said you shouldn't walk around like.
Because I was.
Like what?
Let me explain. I was walking around like you couldn't tell me shit. Like I was. Like I knew everything.
Nah, I don't think I ever told you to cool it with that. I think
No.
I would say cool it with letting things get to you. Mm-hmm. That's where I would say chill.
But like I got that feedback.
That was my feedback was always like, come on, consider the source.
Yeah.
They don't matter. Like you're mad about this new bitch on the block that rolled her eyes a certain way.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what
and
Mark
that's
you're talking about.
that's why I'd be like, hey, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like, why are you stressing her?
The way, I don't know, it was humbling because it was like in front of all of my peers
Right.
in that moment, and it was like, okay,
No, I feel it.
if I don't do something now, when am I gonna do it?
No, I think your exit was great.
I think it was too. It was a team effort for sure. But I feel for you if you are listening right now and you're in a really tough situation and you don't know what to do. I feel for you. Um, I get that. I really, really get that. And although it wasn't leaving, you know, a boyfriend or a wife or even your family, that's becoming a thing. People just no contact with their family, and like that's tough
People leaving their families?
because they're toxic. Yeah, like
Oh,
no
okay.
contact.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that the family structure has changed. But back to
I didn't even know you could do that. I mean, I knew you could do that, but I mean, like, I didn't really think I had an option. But thank you.
yeah. People, I've heard of that a lot. I currently have family members that have cut us off, so I get it, and I don't get it, but like I've seen it happen in my own family.
Because you're toxic, or because they're
No,
toxic?
they're toxic.
Oh.
They should have left. I'm glad. But people do that for other reasons or whatever. So if you are in the middle of that, or you're thinking about doing that, or you're contemplating it, please know that it's really hard, but it takes a lot of balls to do it, and you can do it. I think I don't know if, I'm only really familiar with education because that's the only field I've really worked in, but I'm sure it's in corporate America where Sunday night you've like had a good weekend, you've chilled all weekend. Sunday night, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it hits that you have to go back to work, and just like this rush of anxiety, this fuck,
Yeah.
I don't want to go. Sunday, that's what Sunday scaries are. So like this week after it happened, I was enjoying myself for that week. I got so many kudos. I was feeling really good. And then Sunday hit, 6 o'clock, and it's like, I have nowhere to be tomorrow. I don't have a plan.
Yeah.
And I tweeted it. For the first time in my whole life, I do not have a plan. And that was scary.
Okay.
That's terrifying. And for some people, that's exhilarating.
Right.
And that is cool.
I
I
think
think it's a little chaotic, but
that's what I
cool.
went through. I went through just typical male shit, just like I'm good. You
Yeah.
know, like what's next type thing. Drew up a few plans, and
okay.
yeah.
I don't remember what was the last thing I said.
Oh, you were giving us tips on how to cope.
No, I think I was saying, well, yeah, but I think I also was saying, like, it takes a lot of bravery, a lot of balls.
Have we been sitting here for 2 hours since 4:20? We stopped at 4:20.
It's 5. Are you okay? You keep getting the times wrong today.
Christina, would you please look at my clock? It's wrong.
It is. It's 4:59.
Oh, yeah. This clock says 6:51.
I'm not crazy.
Whoa.
I'm crazy, but I'm not.
Getting the time wrong. Okay, yeah, no. It's only been, we had to pause real quick to battery up. I don't know if that's the technical term for it. But yeah, I know it's really hard to leave anything, but as for me and my house, for me and my story, once I left, I found a lot of freedom. I've been wanting to do a podcast for, I don't even know how long, years. At least 3 years now. In 2017, Richard and I were in his studio the day before Thanksgiving, and I was pouring my heart out to him, telling him how bad I wanted to do a podcast. And here we are, 3 years later, almost to the date, doing it. And the only way this would have gotten done is if I did what I did, left my comfort zone, found the strength to bounce, to leave a toxic situation and leave.
No, that's true.
So there's a lot of power in it. It's really scary, but do it. There is a light at the end of that tunnel, and it's really far down there because that's how scary it is, but there is one, so do it. I promise you'll be okay.
We'll be alright.
I thought of another weird quarantine hobby I've gotten into.
What's it?
Okay, so like I said at the beginning of this, shout out to all the single ladies. I been a single lady in quarantine, and men are. I love men. I think there's a lot of value in men, but they are trifling. let me tell you what I'm talking about. In quarantine, I got a group chat going with some girlfriends. We have who doesn't have group chats with their girlfriends? I've got a couple. But this one in particular, we also have a shared album of,
Of what?
sorry, Dad, of unsolicited dick pics. So if you've ever sent me or these friends that are in this shared album a unsolicited dick pic, you are in there, sir. And we be talking about you.
It's crazy. I think any nigga that sends a dick pic that's a certain type of nigga. That is. Y'all should still steer very clear of anybody that would ever think of sending their dick in via text message or
Wise
DM.
words. Yeah, because I don't know any females that ask for it, and like I'm sure they're out there, no shade at all. I'm just not one of them, so anytime I've gotten one, it's been unsolicited. It was like opening up a bomb in my DMs or my text that I did not want, did not expect. Yeah, it's so yeah, men out here, they're just single men out here are just as desperate, if not more, which I get it. It's been a long time, human connection, I get it, but nobody wants to see that unless we are specifically asking, which I don't know anyone who does. If you do, cool. It's not me. That's weird. Don't send me that.
That's weird as fuck. But like, you gotta tip your hat to the. Nah, I'm not gonna tip my hat. I think
what
it's.
What are you saying?
I think they're missing some. There's something wrong.
Yeah, and like
anybody that sends that and doesn't think it's going to be shared, stupid. And
yeah, dude, all girls do it. All girls have a shared album with their girlfriends of unsolicited dick pics.
And anybody that sends it and thinks that somebody else wants to see it, it's just that ain't gonna do it. That's not gonna cut it.
It's weird.
What is the reaction? Like, what are you hoping for?
Yeah. My favorite thing is if they have an iPhone to like do like an emotion, like a dislike or a like or whatever it is, because it's like, or a ha 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 is actually my favorite thing to use, because that's literally what I'm doing. As soon as you send it to me and I see it, straight to the shared album. But like when I think about any like relationship I've had with dudes who have not sent me unsolicited or any dick pics, like honestly I can think of a couple of dudes that I've like dated in the past, and that was never the situation. It was like a normal ass thing. I always think of them a lot more fondly.
Yeah, no, I can't see a relationship beginning with a dick pic. Like, how'd you meet?
Right.
Oh, this nigga sent me a picture of his dick, and I just.
Yeah. They never fare well for me at least.
No.
That's not my thing, boo. Maybe, like, send me your favorite playlist. I would love that. Your favorite playlist. Tell me your favorite movie. I really love movies, so that would be great. I would much rather a playlist than a dick pic. But ladies out there, I know single ladies, maybe even some of you unsingle ladies, and that's a different story. I know you guys are getting unsolicited dick pics. Like, how does that make you feel? What's happening? I just also think men have become so lazy in quarantine. Like,
that's what you think it is? I mean, I feel like.
Well, no,
there's not
I
too
feel
much
like it's
more
been
to
a friggin' uptick of randos. And I'm not saying, like, there's a couple of us in the shared album, so I'm not saying I'm getting hundreds of dick pics, but I'm not saying that at all. It's a couple of us in there. So, yeah, there's just an uptick.
So
Like,
you saying that's the move in 2020? Like, that's the only move you
oh,
got?
God. I just think men have gotten really lazy. Like, I don't think chivalry is dead. I just think it's taking a nap.
Huh.
A long nap.
That might be.
But, like, put in that work. Even if, I don't know. I think it's just, girls find a lot of value in, how was your day? I don't. Please do not ask me how my day was every day, because let me tell you, it's quarantine, boo. It's the same. I promise you, nothing has changed. Yeah, don't go the DP route. It's not gonna work for you.